Awkward.
That was recording, right?
I hope so. It'd be really awkward if it wasn't.
It probably died.
I love boobs.
Bro, that was a good time. What do we got here?
We
Beer.
are starting beer number 3.
Cheers.
Cold ones. As you can see, we've gotten a little darker each time. The beers have too.
You can't say that.
Because the lighting's getting dimmer. Jeez, Jet. Anyways, this
is beer.
You can't go dark to light with beers. So we started lighter and we got progressively darker. So sorry.
Damn it.
But yeah, not much of a head on this one and not much of a feet either, but the body's decent.
Yeah. Zach makes up for it with the head that he gives.
Yeah, that's true.
Everything's fine.
All right, beer number 3. Jet's going to try and guess it. We're just going to run through a couple fun things to finish this up.
Sure.
So, we're going to start off with this bad boy right here.
You want to zoom in on that?
This
brother?
ad is that.
I love boobs.
Oh, me too.
Hey.
That's why we're friends. Oh, yeah, this picture too.
Yeah.
Just right on the valve cover. That's a GSR
That's-
motor, so that's cool. But
Painted gray, but the red paint is showing through that was painted last, and they wrapped the strut bar with Christmas wrapping.
yeah, but check out that cake box intake.
And then there's a freaking cake box on the intake, and they bought some $10 Amazon motorcycle header wrap to put around the intake pipe for no fucking reason.
Hell yeah, brother! Christmas wrapping though, it's festive. Warning. I don't know why there's a label right
Look at
there.
that battery. Aww.
Like it just.
Oh, do they have little cozies over the brake fluid reservoirs? Of course they do.
Dude, those aren't even cheap. Those are like 30, 60 bucks a pop
They're
from like
fucking
Skunk 2. I don't know
pointless,
what brand
dude.
that is, but this is just funny all around. But I screenshot it because it says I heart boobs on it.
That's awesome.
This was an interesting guy on Craigslist.
Oh, hello. Only 40 grand.
So this guy, for some reason, thinks this is still a 4Runner, and for some reason thinks it's worth $40,000. And this is basically why you don't build custom things, because
Yeah.
it's not worth 40 grand.
Oof.
And
I mean, it's sick.
yeah, no, he doesn't have mileage on there, and
It's been
he
driven
thinks
1,100 miles. it
he
says.
thinks it's still a 1992 4Runner when this is clearly like a custom body, custom axles, custom steering.
Yeah.
It has a Chevy engine in it, according to the description. So literally nothing's a 4Runner,
yeah.
except for like maybe the floor pan,
if that's even
part
left.
of the frame, if that's left on the very, very bottom. It's like it's stupid that he lists it as a 4Runner. It's
Mhm.
stupid that he thinks he can sell it. And then I was a little confused on this brake setup. So, tell me if you have any insight on that.
They're axle brakes,
That's what it looked like.
but they're
Did he just put a diff like
what?
I just don't get it.
Show
Did
me
he?
was there a picture of the back one or
Like-
the other side?
Is that a regular diff that the drive axle's coming into? And it doesn't make any sense.
How
Yeah,
does that work?
I think this is the front because you can see the engine,
Mm-hmm.
and then that's the rear.
And it has.
So it has one brake caliper in the front and one brake caliper in the rear.
It must have brakes inside the tires though too, inside the wheels.
I don't think it did.
Dude, it
I
has
think that's why I
to.
screenshotted this.
I mean, there's no lines going out.
If anything, that's a drum brake, but
Yeah.
but exactly what you just said, there's no brake line.
What's routed to it? Nothing.
Unless it's inside that axle tube that's custom, but well, no, because there's not even brake lines going from that brake anywhere. Like you would see the line from.
Yeah. Dude, how did that thing stop?
Yeah, no, because
Those are
got those big
small
old
brakes,
Mm,
too.
It doesn't make any sense to me. Isn't
I
that
don't know, dude.
isn't that
It
weird
makes-
and confusing?
It makes like about $39,000
Mike-
sense to me.
Like, do you just have like a weird like 4-way differential? It has like an axle input, and on the opposite side, a drive shaft coming into one side. Opposite side of that, you have the brake mounted, and then somehow axles coming out of either side of that. Doesn't make
Well,
any
because
sense.
usually if there's a brake, an axle brake, it's before the diff on the drive shaft.
Right,
basically,
because
like,
no
how does
differential has
that
4
work?
openings on it,
Yeah.
right? So what you just said makes sense because a differential has one input and 2 outputs.
Yeah. So unless somehow he's got 2 spider gears on it, one comes out, or no, one pinion gear, and one comes out
You'd
the
have
other
to
side just to have a brake on it.
Yeah. But
But
it'd still have to be a pinion gear to fit in there, right?
yeah, so it'd have to be the ring gear
pinions.
with the axles coming out, one pinion from the from the drive shaft, one pinion attached to this brake rotor. There's no way you can just get that made.
It doesn't.
That's why, dude. Each of those diffs was $20,000 alone to
Yeah,
have built.
probably. That's the moral of the story on this one is what the fuck?
Yeah.
First of all, why? Second of all, what? Third of all, how? Fourth of all, no. It's not worth that much.
No, fuck it.
Like, good luck having someone buy that. And this caliper, I can't tell if it's actually stock or if you like had to weld some weird thing
It
to
doesn't
make it
look
fit.
right. None of it looks
But it looks weird,
yeah.
right?
Also, just like the chassis, like the tube work is so fancy with like the spider web doors he showed in the first picture,
Yeah.
and like all the chassis work looks amazing. But then like that looks like a 16-year-old bought a can of blue spray paint and like spray painted the calipers on his '92 Honda Civic.
You're not wrong.
And I'm so sorry, but Dustin is calling me for the second time in a row, so I'm gonna answer it.
Answer it. Tell him to off.
Bustin'? You made a real fire and it smoked it out? Oh. Okay. Damn. Well, shit, right? I will see you soon, busty boy.
Tell him to say hi because he's on the podcast.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
This is your first podcast.
Nice. This is your first podcast. How do you feel?
I wish I was more prepared to a statement or something, but here I am.
And that's it, folks. That's Dustin Van. All right, man.
Bye. All right, let's knock out a few more quick little Reddit boys and finish this up.
Yeah. All right. While we're on the subject of this, is this an IPA?
Yes.
Is it an Imperial / double IPA?
It probably. It's 9%, so it's probably a double.
It's a dub or an imp. Impy dub.
I think it's a
WM.
dub.
All right.
It's some gnarly looking can. All right,
Winner. What's up?
we're gonna bang out a few.
Few what's?
This is funny. Can you read that? It says, "Just fell off near front passenger side. Was very hot. What is it?"
Is that an exhaust stud?
Hell yeah! It is. You
What
tell
is-
by the coloring.
What is like the washer on? Is that the lock washer?
Probably. Some of them have washers.
What
I
is-
feel like a lot of them don't.
Why does
but-
it look like that? It's like sheared off on the left side.
Yeah.
Why did the thread stop so early? I feel like.
That's what like a header to exhaust
Oh,
on
I guess
Mercedes
because
looks like if you broke
the
it off.
threads Are like snapped off on the exhaust side. That's the little middle ground where the flange goes, and then that's
Yep.
the side for the nut.
Yep.
Just fell
I
off
just
near front
love the
passenger
description.
side.
Just fell off.
Very-
Very hot.
What is it? That's amazing.
Well, you just answered your question.
Yeah.
Very hot. This one was a video. I just took a screenshot.
I think the gauges are not together. One is faster than the other.
It was just like a 20-second video of the car running with the RPM and speedometer.
Oh my god, one is faster.
I
than
looked at the
other.
comments and literally everyone was just like, "I'm losing brain cells." Like, "You sure you have a license to
Oh
drive?"
my
Like,
god.
they measure two different things. They're not the same. They're not the same gauge.
There's a reason there's 2 gauges, not
Yeah.
one.
If they were measuring the same thing, there would be one gauge. WTF am I supposed to do with this? I'm getting really pissed off. Welcome to working on cars.
Seriously?
This should be the picture for "Do you want to work on cars?"
Yeah. What am I looking at, dude?
Also, like, that's clearly a rusted ass bolt and nut, but it kind of looks like maybe he has a broken socket that is stuck on there.
yeah, what is all the tinfoil around it?
Unless he was trying to unless the nut is like rounded and he was trying to, because I know you can do stuff like that. What have I read? Like a rubber band or something can be good for rounded off bolts. So,
Really?
so I don't know if he stuck tinfoil on there or something, but either way, it's
Fuck.
funny.
Yeah.
Can you read this one?
How do I get this socket off? Not familiar with this torque wrench type. Try pushing black circle down. Nothing happened.
That's because the black circle doesn't do
They
anything.
tried pushing the black circle. Haven't tried just pulling the socket off.
Haven't tried being a. Just kidding.
Side,
Women
side,
are great.
whoa. You can't say that.
Oh no, it's 2021.
It's 2021. Side note about the, on Snap-ons, it says on on the little switch on the back. When I went to UTI, shout out, best school ever.
Urinary tract infection.
Urinary tract infection. We had a kid there ask the teacher if he needed to turn the wrench off or if it would drain the batteries on it.
Damn. Did they
Yeah.
give him his money back and kick him out?
No, I'm sure he graduated.
Oh, no. Well, it's UTI, so yeah, he probably
It's
did.
UTI.
It's UTI. He probably got a dealership job on the line and then
Yeah.
immediately got fired.
That boy's working for Chivy.
Oh, God. I'd love to know where he is now.
Where is he?
We had a couple UTI people in Pleasanton, and they quickly changed careers.
Yeah. Anyways.
Push down on the black circle.
Nothing happened.
That there ain't a button, my friend.
That's
Just pull
awesome.
on it.
Just yank it.
And you know that, like, you had to have worked on this for a while to go to take a picture of it and post it on Reddit, right?
Yeah.
Like, you know they spent like 15 minutes trying to get this socket off.
Seriously, because then like, you're going to have to wait like an hour to get some good answers off Reddit. It's not like he's just like, oh,
Yeah.
quick little, like, what I can answer to this?
It's like you stopped your, what is that, a 9mm socket, 8mm? You stopped putting your glove box back in that you were torquing to spec.
Yeah, what is he torquing to spec with an 8mm socket?
Dude, I don't know.
Oh
Like,
my God.
All right. Hopefully you get your glove box back in tomorrow
Oh my
after
God.
Reddit answers you. I love this
God,
one.
here we go. What is this bolt called? Heard some grinding and pulled the wheel off. See a broken bolt. That's the nut that holds your axle on.
That
And is
bolt.
that the threads of the axle shaft in it? Or is that just goopy shit? I can't tell.
We like to refer to that bolt as an axle. That is 1,000% the end of the axle.
Wow.
I ain't never seen one of those break.
That's insane.
Isn't it?
How does that happen?
Isn't that pretty crazy? I guess that's what happens when you over tighten them. I mean, it's got to be like over tight plus 40 years of life. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know how you. That's crazy to me.
That's insane. I've never seen anything like that in my life.
Sheared it off, but I love that he just says, "What is this bolt called?" Question mark. Heard some grinding. Pulled the wheel off to see a broken bolt.
Yeah, that's not a bolt. That's a nut.
Well,
The bolt is your axle.
yeah. The comments on this are great too, but appreciate that you can get a wheel off on your own because, yeah, not knowing what you're looking at here, but you can still somehow get the wheel off. So I guess that's good.
Yikes, yeah.
I mean, shoot, this looks like it might even be in a shop. It's like a pretty dirty floor covered in oil.
Probably somebody's garage or something, yeah.
A wet garage. But yeah, bud, you're gonna need an axle and a nut, and you might want to check everything else under the car because those don't break.
No.
It's like an inch thick piece of
so thick,
tempered
dude.
steel. I don't even know.
All right, here we go.
No.
So I have been refilling coolant every other month for the past 6 months, and I know coolant doesn't empty out, so I'm confused to where the leak is. The car is parked in my garage, and I don't see no spots underneath the car when I leave it. Where is the coolant going?
That looks like a European dash, right? Like a.
That's an Audi.
I was
pretty
okay.
sure it's
I was
an
gonna
Audi.
guess Mercedes, but I could see Audi. I mean, I was gonna guess BMW is what I meant. This is
could be.
Mercedes, but
Yeah.
yeah, Audi or BMW, and you're losing coolant every month. You said, yeah.
Every other month they fill it
I think
up.
we know where that's going.
Yeah.
What else we got on here? What's up? Let's do. This one's great. I'll read
my
this
God.
one. Cam cap bolts not torquing down, not stripped either. What's going on here? Both sides I tested are intake cams. I would love to point out that he's holding the timing belt in place with a pair of vice grips,
Oh my god.
which I think is great. That also won't work.
No.
So,
you're gonna destroy the belt, and it's just
yeah.
gonna keep turning.
Well, yeah, the point is not to hold the belt to the cam gear. The point is to hold the cams in place.
Yeah.
And
So this fool's just, you think, spinning the entire fucking rotating assembly and not noticing.
I mean, he probably fucked up his timing for sure. But also funny that he says, hey, this bolt's not torquing down, but it's not stripped. What's going on? Well, let me tell you. If it's not tightening, it's stripped. That's how that works.
Oh my god.
I read the comments, and there was a lot of good people being like, well, check and see if someone's like retapped those threads. Maybe like there's a time cert in there spinning itself. And I think he checked, and it was something like that. But like if you're tightening a bolt that's supposed to get tight, for sure get tight, and it never gets tight,
Doesn't.
which I'm pretty sure all bolts are supposed to get tight, and it never gets tight, you got an issue. You're fucked. Your threads, one way or another, either the threads on the bolt or the threads in the hole are messed up.
Yeah.
That's how it works. There's no magic going on. I just love that. It's not torquing down,
So
but
good.
but it's not stripped.
Trust me.
It's like
I'm on Reddit looking for mechanical engineering advice, but I know what I'm talking about.
look, this car's been rolled back 150,000 miles, but you cannot find one with this low of miles. Oh God, the internet.
Oh my god.
I think this one was like, hey, my window and door doesn't work. I opened it and found this, which is like
Can we zoom in on this? What am I looking at?
some random pieces of stuff.
Well, what is that? The door lock actuator with the boot on it.
I think so.
It's a piece of steel zip tied to it for no
Like,
reason.
I see a zip tie here, a bunch of scratch marks from someone doing something. Looks like maybe some glue there with a weird bolt.
What?
A frayed cord, a zip tie, a random piece of metal bracket.
Yo, what? Like how they have a Phillips in their hand. It's not applicable to anything in that picture.
This job said I just need to pop the door panel off. But this is a lot of different things.
Oh my god.
Someone fixed the door lock with their connect set connects. What are those
Connect
called?
Four set or some shit.
Freaking what were those toys growing up that you could build stuff with? I don't remember.
Oh yeah.
Couple more. We're almost done.
Ooh, baby. Is that the crank gear?
Here, I'll read this one. Broken section on cog for timing belt on crankshaft. 2002 Accord 2.3 liter. Any chance of reusing after JB weld, or should I replace? It takes a while to get this part. May be able to hit the junkyard. Any comments would be appreciated. First of all, that's fucked. And second of all, actually no. First of all would be you need to figure out why this happened.
Yeah.
These don't just break.
No.
So something went wrong, and you need to figure out what and make sure it doesn't happen again. And then second of all, replace that. It's a timing component, which means you
Yeah.
could ruin everything
Also,
if it gets fucked up.
that wouldn't break like that.
No,
and if it did,
not unless something hit it.
well, if it did, it wouldn't have launched that chunk. He clearly broke that shit trying to get it off. He probably put a pry bar.
That's a good
behind
point. That's a good point.
And
Where
then
yeah,
just
the
sent
chunk
it.
would have to be like it'd be gone.
It. Yeah, it would
or
launch
sitting
out
somewhere.
if it broke because it was rotating.
That's a good point. So he probably broke it getting it off, like you just said, went to pry it off. Great
Which means
point.
He probably also.
Which means really the only issue is you're an idiot
yes.
and replace it because you don't want that to just decide to chew up your timing belt while the engine's running, which will most likely happen. So I didn't even
Love it.
realize that guy was admitting his own fault. That's
For
a
real.
good pickup there. This one's kind of funny. So I made it almost to the end of the head gasket replacement. I don't know what either piece goes to. This guy
LOL.
had this picture, which is clearly a fat fucking ground
Yeah.
for the engine block probably. And he also had this photo, which is a bracket, which actually
Yeah.
looks very similar to this bracket right here on the throttle body. I think that is.
Oh yeah.
So maybe there's another one on the bottom, but I just think that's funny. I made it almost to the end of the head gasket
Head
replacement. That's a
gasket.
big job.
It's a huge job.
And you got a big old ground and a bracket left? Well, you better expect a head gasket leak then.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah.
What are you doing?
I took out the leaking gasket. That was the issue. So I just slapped it back together without one.
Reddit told me I could do the head gasket. All right, this is the last one, I promise.
Okay.
Recently bought a somewhat heavily modified 2009 WRX. Can someone
God.
explain to me what these zip ties and spring are here for? Well,
Zoom
that's
in.
one
What are
way
we
to say
looking at?
heavily modified.
What is that? Is that on the wastegate?
Yeah.
What?
look at this zip tie goes from this oil line or coolant. I don't know how that turbo works.
Oh, colossal.
Alrighty, so real good wastegate there. If
Yeah,
you see
we
this
love
on a
that.
car, don't buy it because that means they modified everything wrong.
That's dude. That's so sketchy.
Yeah, that's one, really dumb because that's not the correct way to do any of that. And
Yeah.
two, it's really dumb because it's stupid. And three, it appears that the wastegate would be permanently closed.
Yeah, that's
is
what
how
they're
you-
trying to do.
which is how you blow
that's
shit
how you
up.
blow shit up. But that's how you get more boost, baby.
Because it wouldn't be permanently open because then it would run like shit and never have any power. So I'm assuming that's permanently closed
To make more boost.
and that's fricked.
That's fricked.
And this is the third beer we had. Colossal IPA.
It was
Um,
colossal.
It was also Lagunitas Maximus. So Jet pretty much got all 3 beers, although the easiest one was a little
So
bit,
this
of
year
work
about
for
a
him.
pale ale was pretty fucking hard for me to guess. So
Yeah, dude, we got to work on that. But we got some more time before the next one.
yeah, I think within a couple of these podcasts, we're gonna be beer experts.
We will be experts on the beer for sure.
beer spurts.
We'll be burspurts.
Bert.
Burspurts.
All right, well,
All right. Well, this was first episode of Cold Ones. Hope you enjoyed the podcast. We enjoyed the beer.
yes.
And we're just talking mad shit over here because there's a lot of great content on the internet. And instead of me sending it to all my friends and bugging them 24/7, we're just going to talk about it here.
I love that. There's tons to talk about.
There is so much.
So,
I had more for tonight, but we went too long.
yeah, we just gotta spread the love out.
Correct. So, thanks for joining us. Jet doesn't have any beer left. I got a sip.
Cheers.
Cheers. Oh, wait. Peace.
Nice, bro. That was a good time. So I'm gonna answer it.
Answer it. Tell him to off.
Bustin'? You made a real fire and it smoked it out? Uh-oh.
He put a fire out with water inside. Oh.
Ooh. All the windows and shit open? Okay. Mm-hmm. Damn, I wonder if it's when it's windy. The wind just blows straight down the chimney? Because we've made hella fires in there. They haven't been smoky at all.
Does it need to be cleaned?
Well, shit.
Did it fall? Did it get closed? Fall down closed somehow?
Is the dampers open, right? Because it's been a problem the whole time she's had the house.
I wonder if it's designed weird.
Yeah, it is designed weird. I will see you soon, busty boy. And that's it, folks. That's Dustin Vandenbosch. All right, man. Bye.